15 years, blowing the doors off the competition. Podcasting to planet Earth.
PNRNetworks.com.
This podcast is a member of the Blueberry Network. Blueberry. No E's. That's Blueberry, BLUBRRY.com. Blueberry.com.
Hey guys!
Hi!
You remember us?
We're back!
Happy 2021!
Happy 2021, everybody.
I'm TC Kirkham.
Hi, I'm Kim Brown.
We're recording this on our Zoom. We don't have the studio set up the way we've been having it the last few years.
Yeah.
And we wanted to touch base with everybody and talk about the future of what we do and stuff. And where we're going to go in relation to this second year where a pandemic is going to be causing problems for a few more months.
Yep.
So, first of all, we have both been safe and healthy. And since we last talked to you, I think around a week before December, when we do it, this last Subject Cinema?
Probably
before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. We hope everybody had a really nice Christmas.
And a holiday season.
And Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and Winter Solstice and Festivus and St. Stephen's Day and everything else that I probably
don't mind
forgotten.
any sounds outside. There's people outside the house. So we've been thinking, we've just been talking about how to do things. And since new movies are still, I mean, we could watch new movies on demand.
Yeah.
But we're sticklers. We do watch some stuff. We watch old stuff on TV all the time. But when it comes to big blockbusters, we prefer to see them in a theater. And so Subject Cinema is going to be on hiatus until at least July.
Yeah.
We're going to hold it because we think that by the time the summer rolls around, I know Hollywood was hoping to put some blockbusters in theaters around, March, and they've decided to push those back now to June and July.
Yeah.
Last week there was big things about how they're going to do that. And of course, Wonder Woman 1984 came out last week and has been a hit. It's not a hit it could be because it's, here in Massachusetts in certain cities, theaters have been shut down again. We're under a 3-week tighter lockdown in most of the state now.
Also, our local theater has closed.
Yes. Yeah. Since we last met with you, Showcase Cinemas Revere, shut their doors permanently. This is the theater that's been our home theater for the entire time we've lived in Massachusetts. I've lived here.
Yeah.
And when we were in Saugus, it was our local theater. When we're here, it's two stops away on the bus and one stop away, really. And it's no more. They closed on December 20th permanently because the city talked them into selling their land to Amazon to build a new Amazon warehouse.
Yep.
So, Revere will be without a cinema for the first time in over 50 years because before that there was the Showcase Cinema Original, and then there was the Showcase Cinema Drive-In. I don't remember what it was called though.
Yeah. It was. I think it was a twin drive-in or something like that. It was a twin drive-in.
It was long gone by the time I moved up
there.
there.
That when I was a very little girl, there was a drive-in on that spot, and then they raised the drive-in and they put up a smaller cinema, and as it expanded and it got larger, it became a much grander cinema, and that was our go-to cinema for long
that
time.
That particular theater was there for 20 years.
Yeah.
It opened fully in 2000. It had some opened in 1999.
Yeah.
But not the whole thing.
I remember the first movie that I saw there. Mm-hmm. The first movie I saw at the Showcase Revere, the original, was Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I remember the first film I saw there too. Do you remember the first film I saw there?
Yeah, it was Son-in-Law.
Oh God, yeah, it was Son-in-Law. When I was visiting up here one year, I'm like, oh Lord, really?
We were in the back row. Didn't really watch much of the movie.
We did we had to. My chair was broken. And that was the crappy theater. And then they built a new theater, and the first thing we saw in that was technically Beyond the Mat, even though at the time it was still being built. So we saw Beyond the Mat in the old part of the cinema.
Yeah.
But the new part of the cinema was open, and they've remodeled it 3 times.
That theater went through so many changes.
We're gonna. The thing that gets me
so sad
about losing Showcase Revere is, one, they just installed that brand new HD 4D theater like 3 years ago. What was the first thing we saw in that? Was Man from U.N.C.L.E. the first thing we went there?
I think Man from U.N.C.L.E. was the first
Because the last thing I saw in that theater was Valerian. I went to saw Valerian again.
We saw Man from U.N.C.L.E. there, and I think we saw Deadpool there. Didn't we?
We saw The Martian in that theater.
Oh, we did, yeah. And
I think we did see Deadpool, the first one, in that theater.
I mean, I remember. The first thing we saw there was the Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, I think it was.
I also remember feeling like when we came out of the theater, I was like, now I know what a sock feels like, because it's one of these theaters that has the seats rumble. It's a
4D motion cinema. You got the motion speakers.
Like
you got the mist in the air. It's a freaking cool experience if your body can handle it, which at this point in time we both have issues with. So
we walked out of the theater and I was like, now I know what a sock feels like when it's done being in the dryer. You know, it's like, oh my gosh.
I should say, if I didn't say it already, we're recording this on the Zoom, so sound quality might not be perfect. Like I said, we're out in the living room doing it. Right. But we just wanted to get this up anyway. So go ahead.
I mean,
I think I already said that, but
we've seen some incredible films at that theater. We've seen some terrible films at that theater.
We've seen some real terrible films at that theater.
And we've had meals there at Chatters, which was the amazing restaurant they had in that theater.
Really
we spent so much time. We
Chatters
spent so much time with our friends at that theater, and it's just, I feel really bad. I feel bad for the people that worked there.
Yeah, because they had a lot of senior citizens that worked like evening shifts there. And they're not going to be able to get... I mean, the closest thing they could probably get now is going over to Lynn at Walmart.
Yeah.
Getting a greeter job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, really?
It really sucks.
Yeah. Oh, well, we don't like the traffic patterns, and Amazon will bring so many jobs. I'm like, well, number one, can you guarantee all those jobs are going to come from Revere? No, I didn't think so. Traffic patterns, you think it's going to get any better with all these little cars zipping in and out of the warehouse delivering stuff? No, I don't think so. So I went off on it in a big way, and I actually posted on eCinemaBoston last week. It's not Urban Explorers. What is it?
I don't. Wicked Explorers.
Wicked Explorers tribute to Showcase. You can actually see the entire interior of it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's brand new. They just remodeled it 4 years ago.
It is. It's a great theater.
So our closest theater now would be AMC Assembly.
Yeah.
Which is like 7 miles away.
Yep.
And ArcLight in town, which is about 7 miles away. ArcLight is at North Station in Boston.
Which is all pretty moot at the moment anyway,
they're all
because
closed.
Pandemic.
When we get going again, we never did get to the ArcLight because they opened right when the pandemic was started. They were just opening, and we never did get there. And I've heard it's a beautiful cinema, though.
Yeah. We did get to go to, I'm sorry, I've lost the name of it again. Where did we go to see Endgame?
Showplace Icon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I liked better than you did.
The theater was great. The theater was beautiful. The audience...
Showplace Icon is on the 3rd floor of the building it's in the Seaport District. It's brand new. It's from Carasotis Theaters. They have amazing setups for their snacks. They have the cleanest bathrooms.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
bathrooms were so clean.
And I liked the theater itself was fine, but yeah, the audience was pretty crappy.
The audience sucked.
It wasn't as ruckus as it would have been if we'd been to Revere to see it.
A movie like Avengers Endgame, you want an audience who's involved.
They were involved. They just weren't noisy about it like Revere would have been.
People would have been applauding and clapping and hooting and hollering and stuff like that.
We didn't live that down.
We didn't get any of that. Nothing.
So anyway,
other than me bawling my eyes out through a great majority of the movie.
So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some changing up to what we normally do for PNRNetworks stuff. The sites are going to go on. eCinemaBoston, eCinemaOne, Platinum Rose's Garden.
Yep.
What else have I got up there? Kirkham Report, which is really where I'm busy these days. But we are going to step back and do a few things. Catastrophe Vortex is going to come to an end right now. I actually haven't done a show since May. I was doing them every week for a while. Had a whole schedule, but I just can't ever work it into I can't ever get into the mood. So what I want to try and do is bring a disaster movie review show to YouTube later this year. So we'll keep on that. Catastrophe Vortex is going to go away in the next
And I definitely
few weeks.
think some disaster movies can wind up in what we are going to be working on.
Yes, they can. For the time being, we're going to go with the same kind of idea that we had last year when the pandemic first started. But it's going to be a little bit longer show. And the show is called Subject Cinema Presents Film Fromage Fondue.
Yep.
Do you want to explain that, please?
Well, fromage, for those of you who don't parlez-vous français, means cheese in French.
Omelette du fromage?
Don't friggin' start.
I don't have Dexter's accent, sorry.
No, and I don't know enough swears in French, so... anyway, we're going to be doing a show where we're looking at cheesy films. And
cheesy does not necessarily mean bad, and bad does not necessarily mean cheesy. So we'll have a mix of all different types of stuff.
Right. I mean, will we be looking at bad films? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Will we be looking at bad films we've already done on captive audience theater? No. But
there might be one or two.
One or two, maybe.
If we could have a chance to, because I mean, we could have a chance to expand on the stuff that we did there, because those were kind of 10-minute, 12-minute shows. So
we're going to talk about with these this show. We're going to be talking about what makes these films cheesy, and in certain cases, we're going to talk about what we think would have made the film less cheesy. I mean, some films are just. I mean, I hate to put it like this. But let's be perfectly honest and be perfectly frank.
What if I want to be earnest?
I'll be frank, you be earnest.
Okay.
Some films are pretty frickin' irredeemable. I mean, that's just the way that it is. There are some films that are just frickin' irredeemable. A necromancer couldn't bring them back to life.
Which would be, what's a good example?
A good example of a film like that? Oh boy, let's see. The Apple.
Yeah. I was actually thinking Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Yeah,
but it's cheesy and sort of fun.
I guess.
It'd be funner if you could just listen to the music. The music's not bad. It's just Peter Frampton can't act his way out of a hat.
But certain films, I think, if they had a budget, or if they had just one thing that could be tweaked in a script, they could have actually worked. You know, and we're going to be looking at films like that.
Okay.
Not all the time, but some of the time. And like I said, some films we're going to bring up that this film could not be saved with a defibrillator. You know, it's like, but we want them to be fun. We're not going to sit here and be like, oh, this film completely sucks. We watch them because we find something...
This isn't about becoming the film snob world here.
No.
This is from everyday cheesy movie points of view, you guys have been knowing for 16 years now.
And the thing is, we like bad films. We like cheesy films because, let's be honest, you don't always want to sit down and watch a film that's, you know, it's like your appetite. Sometimes you want to sit down and have a gourmet meal, and sometimes you want to have mac and cheese. Not that mac and cheese is great, but
sometimes you want Clark Gable doing, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. And other times you want Tommy Wiseau. I did not hit her! I did not! Oh, hi, Mark.
Well, yeah. No, that's a great example. I mean, sometimes you're in the mood for a film that makes you sit there and go, wow, I wonder what my place is in the universe and my carbon footprint and all that. And sometimes you want to watch a film which can be summed up in one phrase. Get to the chopper! You know, something like that. Just some mindless Arnold Schwarzenegger blowing stuff up movie.
So we're still redefining and defining what this show's going to be, but it'll premiere sometime in mid-January and will probably be available on either Tuesday or Wednesday evenings.
And it is also a show that if you, out there, our listeners, have a film you'd like us to talk about that we haven't seen, or maybe a film we have seen that you've seen and you think, hey, you guys were really unfair to whatever, let us know.
Subject Cinema at PNRNetworks.com or popcornletterandroses@yahoo.com. And we'll give you credit. We'll give you your name, let everybody know you wrote and asked us about it. We'll start these in mid-January and try to do one every week until Subject Cinema comes back, or if everybody decides they'd rather have this, we might stick with it. So we'll see.
Maybe.
But anyway, it'll be fun. We're also going to be doing some other stuff. Kim is going to continue Platinum Rose's Garden. For those of you who don't know, who didn't know, who aren't aware, she did survive her mental breakdown at the end of Supernatural.
Thanks, babe.
No, she handled it really well, and I'm really proud of her for doing that. She, if you listen to the final show that she did, it was marvelous. Platinum Rose's Garden will be back in late January.
Yes, I will.
With its new subject, Walker, Texas Ranger, which just happens to co-star or star Jared Padalecki.
Yes.
You're
not getting rid of me that easy, world. Supernatural has ended after 15 seasons. Suck it, all the people who thought we'd be gone after a few.
Yeah.
But just because the show is done, that doesn't mean that we can't, as the show said in the unofficial theme, carry on.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be looking at Walker, the series that is going to be starring Jared Padalecki. And I'm also
there you go. There's your slogan.
What?
Watch Walker, then carry on.
Yeah.
Carry on and watch Walker.
I'm also going to be looking at series season 3 of The Boys, because Jensen Ackles will be starring on that.
In other words, she's staying Supernatural centric, but other shows.
Yep.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
And
of
course, hopefully Walker will last more than one season. So
it will. The amount of chickens I've sacrificed.
With CW, it's hard to tell. We will be bringing back Front Row 5 and 10 at some point. The idea we're thinking of now is to revive it this summer as a YouTube series.
Yeah.
We're not sure what we're going to be doing there. For those of you who don't know and who haven't checked out everything, I launched a YouTube channel called TKR Video Central last July. I do vinyl community-oriented stuff about my records, my music collection. I do contests, I do little tiny things, I do unboxings. So if you haven't checked it out, please come over and check it out. You can get to it by going to YouTube and searching TKR Video Central, or you can go over to the Kirkham Report and get to most of the stuff is there also. I'm posting it there. I'm continuing. I'm just having so much fun. I've been welcomed in with open arms, and I get feedback from those people. Consider this a hint.
Thank you, Captain Subtlety.
I always thought Captain Tack would have been better.
I am also going to be bringing back Ring Around the Rosie, my wrestling podcast. I will be.
It really didn't go away. It just has been on hiatus because the last couple of months have been nuts for us at work because it's the end of the year and our work is slammed at the end of the year.
Yeah,
it's office work, but it's what we do that. It's all timed to certain dates and stuff.
Yeah.
So we've been pulling our hair out, and that's why we didn't do much of this stuff.
Working at home, so
yeah, that's
appreciate.
helpful.
It's very helpful. Yeah. But I am going to be bringing back my wrestling podcast, Ring Around the Rosie, and I will be perfectly honest and say it's probably going to be focusing more on AEW and the independents rather than WWE, simply because The Undertaker retired, and I don't care.
And Roman Reigns is a heel now.
Yes. Fine. I will take me and my scrapped, fragmented pieces of my wounded, broken, shattered heart, and we'll just sit over here.
Melodramatic much?
Always.
I know. We're also discussing the idea of launching a weekly live YouTube chat show. No title yet. Probably on... I don't know. I'd have to look into it to see if we could run it on both Video Central and PNR Network sites. I don't know if we could. It'll probably be on TKR Central, Video Central to start with. I'll have to ask. I've connected with a number of people since joining the VC on YouTube and that do live stuff. Maybe they can tell me. But I watch a number of these shows and I'm thinking we could do that. just be out there being silly for an hour and keeping people entertained, hopefully, and chatting with them on the live chat. And
probably
enjoying
pissing
it.
somebody off at least once a day.
Yeah, that's what we're good at.
He's not wrong.
As I said, Catastrophe Vortex is going away. Mm-hmm. I'm going to remove the shows from our Libsyn account before the end of the month. So if you haven't heard them, go grab them. I'm still going to keep the website going and still try to do some stuff over there. Mm-hmm. But I do think that I wanted to let you know that the 2 mini shows continue. I took the holidays off because it's just been too crazy to do them. But we'll return next week with Tuesday Digidex on Tuesdays and 3-Minute Weekend on Fridays. Mm-hmm. And bringing you the latest releases. Yep.
I also have another video channel out there.
Yep, you do.
It's called Platinum Rose RolePlays. It is my own vocal work that I am doing. Scripts written by me, acting by me. The video stuff is by him because, let's face it, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to the video stuff.
She's the writer and performer. I am the executive producer.
Yeah. It's kind of slow.
In other words, I do all the hard work.
Yeah, he does all the really hard work. I'm just sitting there talking on a mic.
And I got, no. It's not really that hard work because I have to come to you and say, okay, how's this edit sound? How does this edit sound? Well, you need to tweak this and you need to tweak that and you got to do this and I got to have 5 hominids on that. She's not really that bad.
I don't think I'm that demanding.
That's her crap. Anyway.
And it's kind of a small channel. There isn't much content on it right now, but the content that is there, I'm not trying to sound like an egotist, but I'm proud of it because
it's damn good stuff. You have every right to be proud of it.
Thank you.
We do have another site still planned. We still plan on doing Your Imagination Theater at some point. It'll probably not take off until after the pandemic.
Yeah.
But until then, you still have the 2 shows we did originally, Manhattan Hammerdown, which is our Cloverfield tribute, and our version of War of the Worlds 2018.
Yeah.
Go over and check those out. They're out there on our YouTube, but you can go to manhattanhammerdown.com for that one. And War of the Worlds, I think, is out there. I think it's mostly on the YouTube site, PNRNetworks. But we hope that you'll stick with us as we get through. I mean, this has been a rough year for everybody. Yeah. We would love to hear from you guys about how you've been dealing with the pandemic and how it's affected you in your area. So please write to us, subjectcinema at pnrnetworks.com or popcorn, letter N roses at yahoo.com. We'd love to talk to, have it up on the air.
Yeah.
And air it
we'd also like to say if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do that. I'm PlatinumRosella@twitter.com.
I'm eCinemaOne for movie stuff and TKR Online on for my music stuff on Twitter. I'm also on Facebook under both Pat Popcorn and Roses and TC Kirkham.
Yep.
I don't know what else we have to say. We've got other projects in the works. The best thing you can do is keep up with us by checking the websites regularly. eCinemaOne.com, eCinemaBoston.com, thekirkhamreport.com, PlatinumRosesGarden.com. And most of our stuff is consolidated in that. And I got to admit, this year is going to be big for the Kirkham Report site because I did Junior Eurovision for the first time this last November. And I will be doing I'm starting to follow all of the national contests that are starting to happen. And this year is also still planned at this time, the launch of the American Song Contest at holiday time this year, which is at the end of the year. So that's going to be a lot for me, and I can't wait because I love music and I love doing stuff like that. So I hope you'll stick around and keep a track of that and check me out on my video stuff.
And any suggestions that you have for upcoming shows, for ideas, anything like that, definitely send them our way because we'll definitely give them a listen and try and do, stuff to suit what you want to do, what you want us to do, and give it our best. And
we'll always give you credit if we use it and let everyone know that we heard it from you.
I think that's about it.
I think that's a bit... damn. Sorry. Didn't mean to yawn just then. No! It's New Year's Day as we sit here doing this. I am so glad 2020 is over.
Yeah.
We are about 4 to 6 weeks away from the first real big wave of vaccine deliveries. They're getting to the first wave right now, the responders and the doctors.
The doctors, the nurses, the people who should have it first.
Yes, definitely. We're in the second group because we have pre-existing conditions, and hopefully by the mid part of the year, everybody will be vaccinated, and we'll start to develop herd immunity, and things will slowly come back, not to normal. Nothing's ever going to be normal again, but we'll be establishing a new normal that should hopefully be safer than we were before.
Yeah.
So, it sucks, but we've dealt with it. I wish it hadn't become so politically divisive.
Yeah.
I think that's been terrible, the way it's been politicized by both parties. But because this kind of thing is what should bring us together, not pull us apart.
Right.
But, it just needs to
I think we just
get
need
through
to
everything.
we need to look at this as a new year, and instead of making promises, like, I'm going to quit smoking, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I mean, those are all good things, and you should do them if you feel like you should. But the one promise we should all make to each other is just a real simple phrase that was brought up by two real simple dudes.
Be excellent to each other.
Amen.
Which is really ironic since you've never seen those movies.
Well, no.
We haven't seen the third one yet either. So anyway, we just wanted to let you know what's going on, and we hope you guys are good. We hope you'll keep in touch with us, and
we hope you're all taking care.
We'll debut of Film Fromage Fondue is coming up later in January, and we hope you'll tune in. It'll be on the subjectcinema.com feed.
Yep. We hope you'll fondue it.
Oh boy.
Oh, come on, you had to know I was going to do that sooner or later. I'm surprised you let me go this long without doing it.
For Subject Cinema and PNRNetworks, I'm TC.
I'm Kim.
May your popcorn always be buttered.
May your roses always be in bloom.
We will see you soon.
Bye.
This podcast is a member of the Blueberry Network. Blueberry. No E's. That's Blueberry, BLUBRRY.com. Blueberry.com. 15 years. Blowing the doors off the competition. Podcasting to planet Earth.
PNRNetworks.com.